It's kind of 50s inspired. It's very glamorous up hair. We used curling irons and the Bumble and Bumble thickening spray to make a great texture. And then we're kind of marcelling the hair around the face. And then we're putting it in a low ponytail and then making a bun. And then putting tons of this hairspray. It's called Does It All by Bumble and Bumble. So tons of it to give it like a great kind of crispy retro look in the front on the waves. And then in the back, as you can see, I'm gonna make a low ponytail. And then just like a messy bun. It's very much inspired by real women on the run who are going to get very dressed up. The collection is a lot of amazing gowns. So, you know, it's like, what's a great way to do hair for a fashion show where there's a lot of gowns, where you want to wear the hair up that looks really like a beautiful princess, but at the same time has a little bit of a New York woman vibe.
We were looking at the construction of clothing and how construction can be a return to elegance, how we take our techniques into very wearable pieces, color, just vibrancy of color, playing with transparency. We start dyeing fabrics in our studio. So we find the colors, just something that felt really appropriate for retail and for market, things that zing, things that sing, or even that gray that has a vibrancy at night, and then that green, which changes, colors that change from day to night. The embroidery we did all in-house. It's all out of organza that we did. Those were sort of the lattice techniques. We played with a lot of cording. I wanted to use something that was linear and decorative that would hold the structure of the dress and make it move, and how, form and line can break.
It was spectacular. From the very first gown to the last gown that exited, from the top of the hair to the bottom of the heel, the show was perfection. It was a real game changer for Zac.
I'm just feeling really elated and excited because tonight I had a wonderful experience. It was sitting outside in New York on an evening like this. It's a fashion week and we just had a touch of heaven and creativity today, thanks to Zac. So let's just keep going forward in fashion and wear it as much as we love it.
I was wearing a beautiful two-piece, but it had a beautiful hand stitch. It just felt so flowy and elegant, and Zac is so strong, and he's back in New York again. His last season he was in Paris, but this was a very strong show and very modern, glamorous. I just felt so good being in the show, as always. So anyway, it was beautiful to be here on the balcony. How can it get any better than this?
I also think there's something really subversive now about dressing up as opposed to dressing something inspired by street or sport. I think it's really interesting. I wear a suit every day, and I know that that almost feels more punk or subversive now in a way than it did, and it's really interesting, and I see that in culture too. I mean, obviously from Lady Gaga, where it's an extreme, but even from women in New York become the characters and the dialogue of making a statement, and I think everybody should feel their personality and be able to dress accordingly. So hopefully we try to make some tools for that.
He really went back to his roots and does what he does so well. A lot of cocktail and one spectacular, glamorous, beautiful evening gown after the other. There are going to be a lot of Hollywood celebrities knocking on his door tomorrow morning when those images show up online, because they were red carpet fabulousness. With beautiful jewelry, Judith Lieber Minotier's in the hands of the girls, polished elegance. It was exquisite. I've never seen anything come from that young man at that level and that beauty, and it was really a terrific show for him. He's a good friend, and I'm so happy to see his collection move forward in such an elegant, polished, and super chic and sophisticated way.
Oh, it's so important. Fashion is fun and fantastical. I think, there are places, there's so much place for serious fashion, but there's ways of expressing that. And, it depends who you want to be in life. I like people that have joy and character and enjoy life every day. So I think clothing should be created accordingly.